Hello.
Hello.
We're gonna chat about stuff today, huh?
Ooh, I like stuff.
Do you though?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Some stuff.
You didn't like Roadhouse. Finally showed that to you. You didn't like that, so.
Roadhouse is a thing.
It's iconic
Right.
filmmaking at its best.
One of the best bad movies.
You know, you just lose bad and you got it.
But that would be incorrect.
I can't believe you. You know, I showed you this great film. You learned the great quotes like "Pain don't hurt."
Right.
You saw Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott's great.
He was great.
Sure.
His mustache was not yet like Super Saiyan,
but his voice
like
was still epic.
Yes, but nonetheless, you just didn't love it. Well, you know what?
I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
A great bad movie.
Great movie.
Bad movie.
Great movie.
Terrible but awesome movie.
So, I really got a lot of FOMO right now. I really want to play that Palworld game.
That's the
Pokemon guns.
Yeah. Not a ripoff of Pokemon, but completely.
You know, we don't have an Xbox or a Steam,
right?
So I gotta wait for it to be on PlayStation, and it's killing me a little bit.
Can
I really want to play it.
Get things like that on my PC?
Yeah, I guess you could play it on your.
Not that mine really has the power for it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Yeah, but like it looks awesome.
Yeah,
and I think I just want to get into it. You know, I also get serious FOMO about these things. I'm like, what is everyone playing? Why am I not playing it? That being said, Persona 3 Reload just came out. I'm also really excited about that. I really want to play that.
Yeah, well, we loved 5.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting really depressed playing 4, but we will get through it.
Well, also
4 is also going to depress us, but we're still going to play it.
I gotta be honest though. I'm pretty sure
isn't 3 the one where they have to shoot themselves?
Yeah, it's true. But and that's going to be insane, by the way, whenever that happens. But I think 3 they remade it, so it looks like all those Resident Evil remakes, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I think it's like that. I think because the problem I think what I had with 4 at least was it felt old.
Yeah.
It felt like it had that sort of giant head thing that a lot of those a lot of the what Cloud Strife Final Fantasy games had. And I feel like it's going to look more like Persona 5 and it's going to play more. Think about how amazing those, RE2 remake is phenomenal.
It is. Well, because they really did do an amazing job updating the graphics, but also they did change some of the gameplay so that it wasn't as, sort of clunky. And by clunky, I mean, completely acceptable for the old school game that it was, but not for playing as a modern human being.
Exactly. Those tank mechanics were no good.
Yeah, and from what I hear, Persona 3, they redid some of the gameplay so that it fits into the sort of modern way that Persona 5 and
it's going to be awesome. Yeah. It's going to be so cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm really into it. Though it was weird playing 4, because 5 is our first one, and this is unfair to it, but I feel I was oh, it's all the same, monster type things. All the tarot card monsters, I was they already had the one, for me, for some weird reason, I thought it would be, all different types of monsters, and it was, the same, and that threw me off a little bit.
See, I liked that it was the same, a lot of the same ones, because it made sense, because it's all part of that other world.
That's true.
And so it should still be part of it, even though it was in 5 a corrupted other world.
Yeah.
It was still part of that world, so it made sense that 4 would have a lot of the same monsters, and you just sort of an upgrade on that.
That's true. I also got FOMO because Tekken 8 just came out.
Ooh.
And I've been watching, I can't help it, I've been watching, cutscenes of, when the characters meet, especially Kuma and Panda.
Oh my god.
And they're just, bear talking to one another, and there's, subtitles.
Oh my god. Why have you not shown this to me?
I don't know, because they're on, Instagram or something, and it's just, it pops up, And it just randomly pops up. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, you could share these things.
No,
and just
sorry, it's impossible. There's no function for that on Instagram yet. But no, it's oh man, did you see? I don't think I showed you. Did you see Brian Cox from Succession explain the storyline of Tekken?
No.
You didn't watch this? Oh, I gotta send that.
Once
too.
again, you don't share these things, and you don't even tell me about them. This is the first time I've heard about it.
Good. It's so good. He talks about like the whole like family drama. He like explains the core story of Tekken. It's amazing. So great.
In his voice, which is like, that's
and you could tell that he would like read the script and was like, I don't know what any of this means, but he still like did it.
Oh yeah,
like he's a pro.
Yeah,
well, not into it, but he wasn't like, this is stupid while doing it. You know what I mean? Like he was a pro.
Yeah.
About it. But you could tell, like, you know,
he's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it certainly sounds exciting.
I know. Well, it's funny too, because Brian Cox, like he is a guy who's been in so much genre stuff, but like I think almost everybody just knows him as the Succession guy now. Mm-hmm. But like think about like he was like Stryker in X2.
Yeah.
I think he was in like he was in The Ring. I mean, geez, he was the first Hannibal Lecter way back in the day with Manhunter.
Huh.
Yeah, he's the first film version of Hannibal Lecter.
That's so funny.
Yeah, the one with Gil Grissom there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think too, like anime. We got finally caught up on Spy Family.
We did, which is great. You know, it's funny. You're
like, I have something to talk about.
I do. Well, I do. Like, you brought up anime, which is exactly what I want to talk about.
Awesome.
Because there were 3 anime last year that were like the 3 feel-good anime I didn't realize I needed.
Oh yeah, what were they?
So there was Buddy Daddies.
So good.
Mashle.
So good.
Which I think is Mashle, but it could be Mashle.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But Mashle makes sense because his name is Mash.
Just say Magic and Muscles.
Well, that's the thing. Magic, muscle, Mashle. Like his name is Mash. Mashle makes sense to me.
Yeah,
anyways,
makes sense.
And the one that's a super long name that I can never remember.
I found a cheat skill in another world, and now I'm an unrivaled hero in this one too.
God, it's such.
I don't know why I can remember.
It's an absurdly long title.
Yeah, it's the thing now. It's or at least last year it was like every new anime manga had to have like an obscenely long title.
But all 3 of those just were ones that just made me so happy. Like Buddy Daddies was such a great like. It's funny because it's got some similar themes to Spy Family.
Yeah, it's a lot like Spy Family.
But in Spy Family, all of the characters are so extra. You know,
yeah, like, they're insane.
But Buddy Daddies, like there was a lot more like pathos to it. Like the characters are a lot more real. There was a lot more slice of life in it, and it was just a 1-season show, never intended to be more than that. You get through it, and it is delightful, even with all of the murder that goes on.
Yeah, I agree. I love that sort of like Cowboy Bebop, old school Samurai Champloo, like 1 season done type thing. You know, I think like
they had a story to tell and they told it.
Yeah, it's like as much as we all love like Naruto or like One Piece, it's still going on. Like it's nice to just be like self-contained story.
Yeah, well, because some things are meant to be told in like an extended storyline. You know, characters. The whole point is for the characters to really have like growth and go through different things.
Yeah.
But Buddy Daddies was like a really great arc, and it was sort of the perfect contained story. But the whole story was wonderful. The characters were great, and it just, I don't know, it was just so good.
Yeah, Buddy Daddies, I remember you wanted to watch it, and I saw the cover, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
I ended up thinking it was great. I love the friendship between the 2 guys. I love how, like, damaged they both are.
Yeah.
I love their relationship with the little girl that they adopt based on the, like, crazy circumstances from the pilot. Like, it's really, really, really good.
It also makes me miss Way of the House Husband. I need more of that.
Yeah, well,
love that show.
I feel like they were always going to make those because that show is the closest thing I've ever seen in anime to like Sunday funnies, like from like a newspaper strip, like Garfield. Because
that's essentially what the manga is. It is essentially little comic strips, not full on like.
I love that though. I mean, I will say the one problem with House Husband it is overall the same like 3 jokes over and over again,
which I'm totally cool with.
But it's still really funny and cute and fun, and
they always do find another little thing here and there, and they keep on adding, even if it's the same joke, the characters that they add make it different.
I also think it like makes like the mundane life that a lot of us lead seem more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Like he really like he has such gusto, and with gusto that I just feel like it's just great.
Yeah.
I just thought of Poor Things all of a sudden, and I was like, we never talk about Academy Award nominated films here, so we have to do that.
We could. I mean, it's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Yeah. So there's that. There's like I said, there's Mashle. Mashle is the comedy Harry Potter anime that no one ever could have expected.
Yeah, it is really wild. You're 100% right. It is that, and it's sort of like the way I usually tell people. I pitch it. I do an elevator pitch. The thing I tell people is like it's Harry Potter meets One Punch Man.
Yeah.
It's got that sort of like absurd, strong, sort of simple main character surrounded by a much more complicated, conflicted world. But I also like that it's like this really kind of like dark wizard world because they've kind of like gotten rid of all the people that don't have magic.
Yeah.
And that's like pretty dark.
But like it makes me wonder, when I watch it I keep on wondering like, does he have magic? By the way, season 2 started and we have to get to it. Like
right.
but I still
what if
wonder,
they already answered that question like while we're over here like recording?
They might have, it's possible, but like it's like he seems like he's sort of just the anti-magic because magic doesn't quite work on him. Like he seems to just be able to like punch it away essentially. But also he does turn anything into a cream puff.
Cream puffs, yeah, that's the thing.
And that seems magical, like useless magic, but also not.
I mean, it sounds like a great magic skill. I would love that. If like I was eating a salad and I could turn it into a cream puff,
right?
I would definitely utilize that power as much as possible.
Yeah,
I love that one. I think that one is like so much fun and it really like fits that. It's got that One Punch Man feel to it. That's the main thing. Like it's not it's never going to run into a situation where like it's too intense.
Yeah.
Like there were certain episodes of certain anime we watch where I'm just like Demon Slayer. The first like 3 episodes of Demon Slayer was like really intense. Or like certain things in Naruto, like especially they had some fillers. I remember being so harsh. I was like, God, guys.
Yeah.
But like you're not gonna run into that with Mashle.
No.
It's just gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And he's always gonna be stronger than the biggest bad guy. Like there's that One Punch Man feel of like security.
Yeah.
Like because it's more about like the humor and all the other characters. It's almost too like DBZ. Like you almost. What was weird about Dragon Ball Z is like you kind of always knew Goku would win or find a way to win.
Yeah.
It was like everybody else you were worried about.
Well, at various points they're gonna have to fridge him. Like he's gonna get caught, like get lost getting to the dungeon to save his friends.
Right. He'll be like Zoro in One Piece. Just get lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the other one you brought up. I found a cheat skill in another world, and now I'm an unrivaled hero in this one too. I loved that one.
Yeah.
That one, I think that would, I don't know if it's considered isekai, because he doesn't really die in the first episode, but he kind of does in a way.
Yeah, he doesn't technically die, but
he's essentially reincarnated.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even reincarnated, but it is the biggest like glow up in the history of glow ups.
Yeah, no, it really is. And it's he's such a nice character.
Yeah.
He's so like kind and good that you really want to follow him and you want to see good things happen to him.
But it is all like also like for anyone who ever felt like kind of left out or not the cool kid or a bullied kid, it is like the most like wish fulfillment show of all time.
Yeah.
Because you really get to like feel like I don't know what it is. I've seen other things like this, but all of a sudden like you're on this journey where everyone like loves the character and you're just so happy for them.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, this guy had it so bad and now like, he's getting all this positive attention.
Well, and I love that at least at this point it hasn't gone to his head. He just sort of accepts it as like, I guess this is what's happening now. And then the funniest parts are when the skills that he learns in the other world, like actually like the magic that he has there start to come into play and he's like, oh, I have to hide this. And like the ways that he's finding to like, I got to... People can't know that I did this, or I have to...
Oh, God, it was so good when he has magic in, like, every one, and they're like, he's like, I should just put on, I know 2 different types. She's like, you know 2 types of magic?
Yeah.
And she's like, if you knew all the magic, you'd be some kind of, like, figure of legend.
Yeah.
It's like, Yeah, no, that show was really, really good. Yeah, they
were just ones that, like, Mashle we had been recommended to us by a few different people, and so like that one, we were excited to get into, and like that was why. Buddy Daddies, I just kept seeing, and I was like, that seems interesting. And then Cheat Skill, I just like saw it on there. I was like, let's try it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's good. Cause also stuff coming back though too, right? Like we got to get back to Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
That finally came back, and
Mashle.
It's too much good stuff, and I really want to watch Solo Leveling.
Yes.
The new anime.
Yeah.
That like everyone's like freaking out about. I mean, it's funny though because like part of me for like, part of me wants to be like right there in the first few episodes, but the other part of me knows like, this show, God knows how long it's gonna go on.
It's true.
And also like, kind of wasn't it awesome like doing so much of that like when we did the final episode of Attack on Titan, we binged a bunch of the seasons.
Yeah.
Because we just weren't caught up, and that was great.
Yeah. No, it's really tough when you catch up on something and then you have to wait 2 years for the next season to start.
Yeah.
It makes it really difficult to get back to it in a lot of ways.
Well, the Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
We still have to get back to.
But at the same time, I feel like it's so much more easy to get spoiled than it used to be.
Oh yeah.
And
I
so.
mean, I'm already spoiled at like half the stuff that happened in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh really?
I didn't even watch it. Yeah, because you're right. Because it's like impossible. It's impossible to not see it.
Yeah.
Or people will send you stuff, and you'll be like, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But I've also kind of accepted that like it is what it is. Like hopefully it doesn't happen. But it's also funny. In a way though, it's funny because I feel like if you're vigilant about not seeking the information out, sometimes you get false information, and sometimes you think something's going to happen and it doesn't, and then you're sort of relieved.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll go into a show being like, oh, I know who died because of something I saw on Instagram, but it actually wasn't. That wasn't the real information. Or I thought, so that's the one thing I think, like, as long as you're not seeking out the information, the biggest problem I find is like comment sections and things.
Oh yeah.
Like people love, because that's where the sadists.
I ignore comment sections.
That's where the sadists come out. All the sadists are like in the comment sections trying to ruin stuff for people. But like if you just sharing stuff on Instagram, like unless you're like on like a spoiler like account, it's much easier to say. I mean, there's still times when like even like big movies and big twists and like things everyone's watching, I don't get like spoiled on, and I'm always kind of surprised at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look at that. I am. What am I excited for? I don't know. We saw Godzilla minus color.
Godzilla -1 minus color.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great. That was worth seeing.
Godzilla -1 was amazing. Just as good the second time around.
Yeah, I definitely preferred in color, but the black and white version was awesome. I like that they did that weird old smoky black and white too, kind of like Gojira. I mean, I kind of assumed they did it just to kind of like so you could watch it with Gojira, basically.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of made sense in the like playing back to Gojira, but also like because it's a period piece.
Yeah.
It also sort of felt right in that way.
Yeah. It's true.
Color
was not invented in the real world until the 1960s.
No, but it feels like if something's taking place in World War II, it feels more right.
Yeah.
Like
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like it feels like it makes more sense to have something of that time period in a black and white than to like a modern day thing in black and white. I don't know.
I know what you're saying though. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, we saw the new Resident Evil CGI movie, Dead Island.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? No. It sucks because the whole crew was there, so I was super excited. I was like, oh my god, it's Jill, and it's Chris, and it's Leon, and
Claire.
It's Claire, and it's Rebecca.
Yeah.
They're all there. They all got guns, and also, like, the animation looks crazy.
It is so good, but like the uncanny valley of it hit me hard.
Yeah.
Like and then it I'm pretty sure it was just the mouth motions from the Japanese.
They just dubbed it over.
So it added to that. It was real awkward, but I mean.
But you're right. But the character design, the character models look awesome.
But it also made it really weird with how cartoony they moved.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because a lot of that movement come like. In a video game. Yeah, but it looked like weird. It looked awkward with how realistic the faces were. And stuff. No, it's true. I don't disagree with that, and I also just feel like it was funny. It started off with like a really cool action scene with Leon on a motorcycle, but I felt like once all the zombie stuff happened in like Alcatraz, just kind of like not that cool. It didn't look that great.
It was oddly smaller than a lot of the other ones. Also, you know, the bad guy's motivation, the bad guy's like whole plan, so everything about it was really dumb.
Very nonsense,
like,
right? Like
yeah,
nonsensical.
And it was like, oh, okay, so he's insane. Like, you know, he's traumatized, but he's insane. And
well, it also like he went for some random umbrella guy to like having like all of this technology, like he was Wesker, and I was so confused how that happened.
And I still don't understand why he targeted those four. Like why? Like, I don't understand specifically why he targeted them.
It's very odd, right? Yeah, you're right. It's all very like it's as if we were still going to get an answer to these weird questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I it's funny though. For me, I liked the very first one, Degeneration.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
So good.
They had that awesome airport scene that was insane. And I really liked. There was one that came out in 2017 called Vendetta. That was dope. That is one of the coolest action scenes I've ever seen. That scene where like Chris is fighting all those zombies in the hallway. It's like so like it's very John Wick, old boy, military otaku stuff. Yeah. It's like awesome.
Well, and the thing with those movies is that again, they actually bothered to have an interesting like a story. You know, they bothered to have a story that felt like it, you know, made sense in the Resident Evil world, which, you know, like there's a lot of whatever, but, you know, as much as any of these things can make sense, they make it make sense, and they make it interesting, and they make you care about more than just watching the action, that it's like you care about the characters and the progression of the plot.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will say, though, in that scene I was on in Vendetta, Chris is doing all this, like, John Wick stuff with all these zombies, right, like I mentioned. So it's awesome, and it feels kind of real, but like, you know, hyper real. And then the elevator door opens, and Leon is on a Harley, like a motorcycle.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, and then he like slow-mo drives through the hall that Chris has been fighting these guys in with a motorcycle, and like flips it around and kills everybody. I was like, it went extreme really quickly.
Dude,
insane.
I'm not sure what the problem is
insane.
Here. I'm not.
So good.
I don't know what you're.
Hey, Dead Island was also weird too, because didn't it felt like you know those like Fortnite like arenas people create where they just put back all the old guns and vehicles you loved before. That's how the end of Dead Island was.
Yeah.
It was like it was like,
oh my god,
look,
yes.
It's the rocket launcher from the end of 1 that Chris is using. Hey, look, it's that like plasma rifle from the end of 3? No, I don't remember. I think it was the end of 3 that Jill used, and I was like, this is weird. Oh, and then like, oh my god, and then there was like Leon on the truck with Chris in the 50 cal, like Resident Evil 4, and it was funny. Bizarre. Yeah, I felt like they were just doing the greatest hits. Yeah. And I was like, this is the weirdest. This is just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I love every time that Rebecca said that she made a vaccine, and you're like, you mean antidote?
Yeah.
Because they've already been infected.
Yeah. I don't think you understand. You're a scientist who doesn't understand the difference between vaccine and antidote.
That's why
Rebecca.
That's why it keeps on happening, you know? But I don't know. I mean, I'm always going to watch these movies. Like, I love the universe and the characters so much.
Yeah.
Of Resident Evil. Like, you really don't have to do a lot to make me happy. I also prefer the video game versions of them to a live action actor playing them.
I agree.
But
I think you can sort of do more in that CGI realm because there is a degree of extremeness and silliness to it that I think you don't get to have as much fun with in the live action.
It was really funny though. I remember you going like, when does this take place? Like after they showed the intro with Jill, and I'm like, I think this is like takes place after 6, but I think it's safe to say all the men will have aged, and Jill is like immortally 27.
Yeah, but at least they have a reason for it.
Yeah. I looked up later. Yeah, exactly. Because of what? Yeah, it was just like they figured it out. They figured out a loophole.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a lot of fun though. Not the best entry.
No.
I don't know. What else is going on? Is there anything you want to watch, or is there anything you want to play? Anything you're excited about?
That's a good question.
Other than Persona 3 Reload?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that. Like you said, solo leveling. I'm looking forward to trying that out.
I think that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that too. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't watched Blue Eye Samurai, which
that's
looks
dope.
Cool.
That's really good. Yeah, I've seen some of that, so we should do that. There's just like too much good stuff to watch. I mean, we're in such a fun period. Like, I feel like when we first started the radio show, there was like
we had to
there
search.
was almost like it was so odd to have like there was so like think of the amount of video games that come out now compared to back then. Yeah. You know, or the anime, or the ability to watch so much anime.
So we've had Crunchyroll for years.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we didn't have like the Roku and stuff, so we had to watch it on the computer.
Yeah.
So like, or if we could attach the computer to the TV and like watch it that way. But yeah, it was through the computer that we watched Crunchyroll.
I know.
That was how we streamed it. That was so long ago, but.
It really was, but it was good. That stuff was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. I don't think. I mean,
that's okay.
I'm excited about just like stuff in general. And now I'm just gonna make a long like straw sound.
Okay, do it.
Actually, it wasn't that long at all. You want some?
Sure.
We have a bunch of stuff. We can do some more Geek World Eats soon.
Yeah.
Just eat some weird stuff.
Remember when we used to do that on the radio and people just had to listen to us chew?
The good old days.
Yeah.
I'm excited that Fortnite is going to have some sort of turtle event. I hope it's cool.
Ooh, turtle event.
I know. Other than that, I don't know.
I think that's it.
I guess that's it. Okay. Cheers.